Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be taking on the last 3 challenge rushes against... This is against the Goku. So this is the trio that I decided to run because realistically I think this is your best bet. I believe the challenge was 3 blues, so the reason I'm choosing these 3 is because quite frankly it'll be the easiest because you've got the buffs from the Bardock giving crit and crit damage. And realistically, if you don't have Gogeta, there are plenty of options. You can use the Transforming Vegeta, the LF Goku, the Android 7, whatever his number is, I always forget. You can use the Broly if you have him Zenkai'd. I wouldn't recommend doing it without him Zenkai'd, he's not that great. You can even put Shallot in, I suppose, if you want, if you're like really last-ditch effort. But yeah, so without further ado, guys, let's jump straight into the game. Right, guys, so there he is, Goku himself. Now, it's just so much health. It's just so much health. And I screwed up my charge step, but luckily I did, because quite frankly, yeah. Here I was actually drawing out time. I just really made an error because I wanted Gogeta's transformation as soon as possible. I didn't actually mean to drop the combo. I was just taking a bit too long, but I mean, stupidity happens and mistakes do happen. So, get the transformation off there. Pretty sure I dropped combo here because I took too long, and I did. Thankfully, it's against the CPU, so you will get lucky. They won't always vanish, but if they do, yeah. So I switched into Bardock because I was like, you know, knowing my luck, it's going to vanish out, and it did. So, go straight into the Gohan because now it's going to do some very nice damage against the CPU in terms of just using its crits. I decided to go for the rush because this Gohan does very good damage. So I decided to use him because it has been a while since I've had a blue card, because I haven't had one. So I was like, you know what, he's probably got one, and I can use the blast card that was currently in my hand for the rush. So, realistically, the rushes in these challenges do not do that much damage. You'd expect them to do a lot more, but I mean, still, 1.9 is still pretty respectable, I suppose. There you go, it vanished out. Thankfully, the Gohan is also very tanky. And he's been on plenty of banners, so realistically everyone, or majority of people, unless you've gotten really unlucky, should have him by now. But like I said in the intro, you can literally replace him with absolutely anyone that is a Super Saiyan that will benefit from Bardock's buffs. Because, yeah, it's not that difficult to challenge, it's just, they're all tedious. So, there I decided there was no way in hell that I was going to be able to get all that chained into one, so that's why I dropped combo, did a little bit of a charge, try and bait out its attack, and it worked. It actually worked very well. So here I got very lucky that it didn't decide to go for an attack because the Gogeta is the weakest defensively on this team, I would say. Bardock's pretty up there, but I'd say Gohan is realistically your best damage dealer, as well as, well, Gogeta is actually your best damage dealer, but in terms of damage, Gohan comes up there. He comes up there clutch. So basically, the situation is just keep swapping. Try and get the switch from Bardock as much as you can, and you will be fine. It's realistically a very cool challenge in terms of look at the damage. If you take these 3, very nice damage, realistically, so you shouldn't have really any struggle. You can finish this event within the 120 timer count quite simply. It's just, bear in mind, I had literally just woken up by the time I recorded these because that's just how I always do it. So here, got lucky, dropped combo because at the point I wanted to use my card, I had the right amount of ki, it just took that extra second to register. So the game nearly screwed me, but thankfully it didn't, and I actually managed to get my attack off. Now this is why Gohan comes in clutch. His cover cut is huge. But of course the game decides, you know what, no more cover cut for you, so it decides to rush me. So screw you, Goku. You pain. And of course I don't guess it right. It's not guaranteed that you'll guess these right, by the way. There's actually, I often don't guess them right majority of the time. So thankfully here I was like, oh, I'm actually very close to defeating it. So that's why I was not upset at that point, because after I realized. And there you go, finished off with the last couple of cards in my hand, and there it is. Like I said, you can complete the time challenge quite easily, so yeah. There's not really any issue here. I can't actually remember what the first challenge of this was, So let's have a look at that really quickly. First time, I just do these so you can at least get the crystals, if nothing else. 3 Super Saiyan. I don't know why this didn't count as Super Saiyan, but whatever. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it did help you. If it did, please leave a like. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.